Ah, the French champagne. Oh, that's my favorite video on the internet.
Doesn't do anything.
What?
That's what he says in the video.
Is we gonna do the
Action,
thing?
Orson. He doesn't do anything.
Oh, I thought he says we're gonna do the thing.
No, he goes. He doesn't. He points because he motions to the waiter. The French. I'll just do that. We're recording. Are we good? Oh shit! What's up, guys? Welcome to Millennial Stoner. My name is Joe. I am the Millennial Stoner. We're back. I didn't put out a video or anything. Me and Chris had to move, and I had to go into a 3 or 4 weeks of depression. So we had to take a break for a month.
Been there.
Chris has moved to his new place, so we're in a new spot to record. It's awesome. It's amazing. Chris is very happy. So I'm sorry we didn't put a video out. It was very hectic and everything, but we were able to pre-record, I think, those 2 Zappetti episodes. And what was the one before that, Chris? Noel. God, he's going to be mad at me. That was the one I got. Yeah, we lost half the episode. I'm really sorry. God damn it. We're off to a terrible start today. But we're back, and I'm really happy to start October off with a wonderful dude. I was on his podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon LaCarrubba.
Hello, Internet. Good day. So I have to, speaking of my podcast.
Oh, yeah.
This is your little gift package that you left in my apartment.
I need these too.
Yeah, man. Smoke
really
up.
do.
Smoke up.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
No problem, dude.
Well, thanks for... I had a lot of fun on your show.
I had a lot of fun having you on my show.
Yeah, I felt bad, though, because you told me that you were like, this is the longest I've ever recorded.
It was one of the longer edits.
Or like longer ones you
did. Took me... Because like I comb through everything, you know. I want the thing I put out to be at least the best I can make it.
Yeah. So
I make sure I listen to everything at least through once, and like, you know, we got to trim out every time you say the N word. You know, it's like it's.
Ha 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 ha!
I'm kidding. Don't. Yeah.
Hey, shut the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think we're cancelable yet.
No, I don't think we matter enough to be cancelable.
No, exactly.
This is the time to do all this stuff, right? We have to get canceled later. Like.
Yep. No, the trick is to get hired on SNL. And then fired the same day.
Like 3 days later? Yeah.
And then following the footsteps of one of the greats.
Have you seen his sketches that he's done?
I've seen, I think, everything he's put out. I really fuck with everything Shane does, man.
He's really funny. Shout out. Great. We love you, Shane Gillis. You never hear this because fucking, why would you? You like, but like, you're funny.
Well, like we were saying earlier, he kind of like informed a lot of my Trump impression.
His Trump impression is
it's so good, and he breaks down like just how to kind of do it.
Well, we were talking about this before of like his impression. A lot of people do Trump, and it just sounds like someone doing an impression of Trump,
right? Whereas
he just sounds like Trump.
Absolutely, he's really listening for mannerisms and like specific things.
Yeah.
And it's good. And the thing is, like, I'm not doing it for the stage or for podcasts.
You're just kind of fucking around.
Yeah, I'm doing it for when I play Yu-Gi-Oh! And then they play a card called Don Zalug. And I'm like, this guy kills me every time. And it's like...
It's all right. So it sounds a little Jewish. I like it, though.
Like, well, it's a New York accent at the end of the day. It's a weird New York accent, but it definitely is rooted in that, like, city.
I like it, though.
Yeah. No, it's interesting.
I can't do Donald Trump. I tried.
It's a weird one, but once you get in the groove, it's like you're like, oh, all right. Like
it's one of those. Oh, by the way, real quick, shout out Wampum. This is my buddy's place. It's a head shop, skate shop, weed products. Check it out, man. If you're ever in Bridgehampton, go check out Wampum. It's a cool little shop, right near Churchill's Liquor on Main Street in Bridgehampton. Haha, housekeeping. Go ahead.
Do it. Support anime. I don't know. They're fine. They don't need support. They got all the weebs they can.
They got it. Yeah.
It's bad, man. I love anime, but I
know you're.
It's hard to associate with the fan base.
It is
a lot of the times. Yeah, a lot of them are. It's kind of like the Rick and Morty fan base a lot of the time.
Chris, you okay? No. I just addressed everything. Is the camera off? You want to start over?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Do your shout out? Oh, I'm on the camera now. We'll fix this in post. Everything's fine. Fucking Wampum. Fuck, I had the greatest. Sorry. Hey, this is Wampum. Check it out. It's on Bridgehampton Main Street. I got this cool hat. It's designed. It's designed for the shop. It's on Bridgehampton Main Street. Come check it out. Wampum rules. It's like a head shop, weed and weed products and everything. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, you're saying you don't identify with the fan base of anime?
Just a lot of anime people are very intense, and I
What do you
like
mean?
and I like
No one
anime.
was talking to me about this.
Like I'm a Dragon Ball encyclopedia. I genuinely
That's
am.
your thing?
I don't have a real degree from a school, but I like to say I have a degree in Buology because I know too much about Majin Buu and how like the lore of that character works. I'm into it. I'm a nerd. I'm full sail. I'm into it. But like I'm wearing a Goku hoodie.
Yeah, I see.
But it's like not my whole personality.
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
Like
I think that's the problem sometimes when people are like, it's actually one of the reasons I almost wanted to change the name of the show at one point because I'm like, I don't want to just be, and I was like doing it. I'm like, I'm smoking weed, and I'm like, I also like I do other stuff. I like music and everything like that. So it's I try not to. I like people that make something that their whole personality. Man, it's intense. You're right.
But that's the thing. Like I don't get the impression that you're one of those guys either. Like I don't like you don't bring up weed every time we talk.
Yeah,
you don't have dreads and you're not wearing like
white man with dreadlocks.
Yeah,
That's
you're not
dream.
wearing the I don't know what words are okay to use. You're not the
curse.
rainbow knitted sweaters. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Bob Marley shit. Like,
Rasta.
Yeah, Rasta. Okay, thank you. You know what I mean?
What words were you thinking of?
I don't know.
Oh man,
Let's get past
every time I have Italians on here, they're like, "What racial slurs can I use?" None. No, anyway.
Hey, no, I'm Sicilian, man. I can get away with. No, I can't get away with anything. I can't. I take it back.
That's so funny though. It's just like I get it. I saw that scene in True Romance.
Everybody go on YouTube and look up Goodfellas.
No, True Romance.
Oh, thank you. It is true. Thank you. It is. Look up the scene in True Romance and then tell me if I can say words. No, don't do any of that.
Anyway,
this guy. I came here on a show called Millennial Stoner.
Yeah.
And this son of a bitch gives me weed.
He does.
We're making a show.
Yeah, we are. We're doing fine right now. This is an experiment. This is gonna be.
No, I love it. I'm here.
My highest rated episode's happening right now.
I'm so here for it because I don't do stand up stoned. And for the most part, I don't record the podcast under the influence of anything.
Yeah.
So whenever I can kind of like do shit,
let loose a little bit,
be a little goofier. It's
it's weird because technically speaking, stand up is one of the like only like professions where it's like you're allowed to imbibe. Like it's like you can. Yeah. Like some people.
May I?
Oh yeah, of course.
I think you might kind of. It sounded like you were getting on something prophetic.
No, I'm just saying it is one of those things where you actually can imbibe, and it's almost like encouraged to an extent. So it's like really crazy, like no judgment on. I know plenty of people who don't. I don't drink before I set.
I don't mind a drink or two before a set. I think that loosens me up. Like pot doesn't loosen me up, but alcohol definitely does.
Yeah.
But I also recently kind of just stopped. Drinking for the most part.
Yeah.
What I've decided to do is
to drink more.
4 drinks a month.
Really? That's your 4. Like, wait, what size?
Like single units of like alcohol that
okay.
are like a shot, a glass of wine, a beer.
Okay.
That scale.
So you're like, I'm gonna have a beer tonight, and that'll be my drink for this week, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, because I from my favorite podcasters, I found out this doctor of alcohol. He's a smart guy. I'm not. Don't believe me. Go look it up. I don't know. But he was basically saying, like, I'm not telling anybody not to drink, but if you don't drink a lot, if you have more than 4 drinks a week, you're doing the same damage to your body as someone who's drinking way more. Like, that's the line.
Really?
Once you cross that line,
okay.
He's like, and I'm not telling you not to drink. But he was, like, talking to the me's out there, because I don't drink a lot.
That's upsetting for me. I just want some upsetting information to know for me.
No, but it's like a good thing to know, because if you're one of those people that, like me, who... I'm a comedian. Yeah. Sometimes I just get paid in drinks.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm kind of just drinking because like it's the thing that's going on, but I'm not a drinker. So I'm like, well, because it's just what's going on.
Yeah, I get it.
And I like the taste of some drinks, and like but it's kind of like not worth it if you're having like 4 drinks a week. If you're having like 4 or 5 drinks a week, you're not getting fucked up. You're not having like fun with it.
No, you're just doing it because
you're doing like the same amount of damage as someone who's like pounding drinks every day. So I'm just gonna smoke weed instead. Like I also like, I don't know, alcohol gives me the spins.
I get I'm on the same boat actually. Like I'll do this whole thing. I mean, I'll do this thing now while I'll have some drinks because sometimes it does loosen me up a little bit.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I'll stop. Like, I'll be like, I had 3 drinks, and I don't need to drink anymore. So there's also part of me that's just like, there's no need to do that if, just because I'm at a spot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just because I'm at a bar doing a show, I'll be like, yeah, I'll have like 3 drinks. And I'll be like, I just did it because I'm here. Like, so I'm trying to do that less, I guess, essentially.
Sure. No,
Any of that just made sense because I realized I think
so.
Again,
that's some very nice bud. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Shout out Fat J.
Does talking about Schedule 1 substances invalidate your hat sponsorship?
Yeah. I just try and be more corporate.
No,
I'm trying to work for the man real hard, man.
I've been really enjoying shrooms lately.
Oh man, shrooms are great.
That's been my era at the moment, and last couple of years I've been doing them once every 6 months. I'll do an eighth, but
just to yourself.
Yeah,
nice.
Either with friends or a few times I've done solo trips, and I've never had a bad trip. And like every time I feel like I come out at least a little bit a better person.
I definitely learned some shit about myself last time I tripped. I had a fun, intense trip. Like it was a lot going on, but it was my buddy played movie soundtracks.
Yeah, nice.
And it was good because like the Indiana Jones theme came on, and I was like hitting this great fucking wave, and I'm like, this is great. I'm just looking at the fucking carpet. It looks like an Aztec village. I'm like, this is great. I'm their god.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of shrooms because it's so much fun being on them.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm just lucky. I've never had a bad trip.
You ever done like acid or anything like that?
What?
You ever done like acid?
No, I have no desire to do acid. The way people talk about it just doesn't sound for me as nice as shrooms. And then they're like, oh yeah, it also lasts 14 hours. I don't want anything to last 14 hours. It can last
like 8 hours.
I don't want anything to last that long.
It's the thing you have to plan your day around. Billy Geyer is, if you ever want acid advice, you talk to Billy Geyer. He will fucking, if you're like considering it, you pull him aside and be like, I'm thinking of doing acid. Because he'll be like, all right.
Yeah.
No, but he'll like, if you have questions, he's the one to ask because he's done the most acid of anybody I know. Like handfuls of it.
I believe he would be a fountain of information about it.
Oh, God, yes.
But I'm kind of like cool where I am with it.
It's an intense thing.
Yeah.
How
do you compare the two?
What, the mushrooms? I've never eaten too many mushrooms. Okay. I've eaten just the right amount of mushrooms every time. Have you ever done the tea?
That's how I've been exclusively doing it.
Tea's good.
The only way to do it, in my opinion.
Tea's good.
Such a good.
I get the giggles more when I do the tea version of it.
Dude, you get giggles more. I don't know about you. I don't get sick when I do tea.
I don't get sick either.
It's the fungal.
I didn't get sick.
Fungal matter.
I had chocolate. I didn't get sick either, so it was the whole thing.
Chocolate's hit or miss with queasiness for me, but
really?
like the tea is so easy to do. Also,
yeah,
you get like a cheap weed grinder.
Is it a texture thing for you?
No, it's the thing that makes you nauseous and vomit. Is the physical?
It's fungus.
I want to say plant matter, but it's literally not a plant.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
Fungus.
So when you make the tea, you're taking a lot of the silo whatever out of it, and like you're not getting the stuff that you can't digest. That's why it makes you sick. So like the tea is the best way to do it, in my opinion, man. It's just great. It's delightful.
You just think,
it's delightful. I'm like,
So you're just like a little pothead eating shrooms
about things. Yeah, man.
That's a pretty cool existence.
I mean, not really.
All right.
I mean, you know what's going on with me, so it's but I think that's why I'm doing like I'm enjoying
is that like a
the
spot?
shrooms.
Are you like so like is this like another phase? I get not phase, but like another. This is like a new section of your life.
Yeah, no, it was a chapter.
A chapter. That's what
it was a new chapter for sure.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
but I'm kind of happy with what I'm doing, man. Like I feel like I'm exclusively focusing on comedy and trying to like get the business up and running. And
how long have you been doing stand up in general for?
Almost 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
What made you start doing it?
It
could be. You could literally tell me like somebody suggested to me while I was on shift at the Outback Steakhouse.
That's exactly. Like, I don't know how you fucking knew, dude. I don't know how you fucking knew. Oh man. I'm getting punked. I was running Super Smash Brothers tournaments out of Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, and on Monday nights because they They just wanted to. I got the impression that they
wanted to
wanted to
book the
do
room?
something not comedy. Like, I could be totally wrong. I'm speculating a lot, but we just got the vibe.
You heard it here. Brandon LaCarrubba says Governors Comedy Club doesn't like comedy. No,
Could you imagine?
No, they don't. We
not
love
at
you,
all.
Governors.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
keep booking us.
Yeah, of course. No, and it was fun working with like the head management there, but not as a comedian, because it was like we were just business partners essentially.
Yeah.
It was cool, and that was around the time that Louis was trying to come back. So
okay.
Louis bumped our tournament.
Okay.
Because we were using the main room to run our tournaments.
Oversold, yeah.
Well, exactly, and we couldn't even like use the little room because I guess he uses that as his whole green room when he does, because it's fucking Louis C.K.
Yeah, of course.
So we got bumped, but because we got bumped, I knew about the show and could buy tickets.
Yeah.
And I got like basically front row at McGuire's tickets.
That's awesome.
And so it's partially just being in the environment, seeing Louis live.
That'll do it to you, probably.
And just like, I'm sure there's other things I'll remember as we keep
Well, were
talking.
you a fan, like, growing up? Is it, like, something from your childhood?
Yeah. Larry,
I'm not trying to dissect
Larry the
you.
Kid. No, do it, man. I'm please.
All right, cool.
I'm divorced and like recently divorced and like doing psychedelics. Like, I'm an open
Dude,
book.
that's what I mean. You're
I'm an
sort
open
of
fucking
you're
book.
sort of a cornball in that aspect, but I mean that in a good way. Like, you're like, I'm changing my life, and it seems like an episode of a sitcom, but it's like so earnest from you. Like, a lot of people would do that and it would seem like a phase, but like I said, it's not a phase with you, it's a chapter.
I also just think I'm the happiest I've ever been, like, as a stand-up comedian. So I'm feeling very fulfilled, even though, like, you know, there's a lot of negative going on with it. Like, that's what's carrying me through.
So you were a big Larry the Cable Guy fan, you were saying before?
In middle school, man, I remember getting into arguments with like friends because they were super into Dane Cook.
What? Yeah,
And we would have like the debate on which like kind of okay comedian was better. And no, I take that back. I love them both. And like, I don't know.
I mean, I remember.
It's all I would listen to.
They
man.
blew
I saw
up.
him live. He was the first comedian
I saw Dane Cook. Dane Cook was the first comedian I saw live.
Oh, sick.
That's
the thing. I like Dane Cook now more than I did in sixth grade.
His story's
for sure.
crazy. I didn't know his brother swindled.
Yeah, man. The brother story is a
Because
trip.
the Dane Cook, there's the thing. Larry the Cable Guy, I always was like, it was too much of an act for me to be like I looked at it. It was such a character.
Very,
I didn't like
very
that.
Performative.
Yeah, and I didn't like that. Not that I thought it
you
was.
New York City comic, you.
I'm sorry. It was though. I always responded to some dude on stage like just like talking to people, and like Dane was performative, but you got the understanding that I feel like this dude's actually like that.
You heard it here first, folks. Joe Winchell wants everybody to be Sam Morrill.
I'm doubling down on it. I'm just gonna start being Sam Morrill right now.
You know what?
This is our bad Sam Morrill impressions.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's. I was just about to go wild with that impression, but I like him and I like everybody. I can't.
Did you see his special?
Yeah.
Enough. It was funny.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's, yeah.
What the fuck was I talking about before you want me to everybody? No, but like
I don't know.
I don't know. No, but Larry the Cable Guy was such a character to me, and I was like, anytime I saw something perform, like I didn't like Carrot Top. I thought that was stupid. Like,
Yeah.
now I have like an appreciation for all this shit.
And yeah, like prop comedy is such a crazy thing in my heart because like I kind of want to do light prop comedy.
What you want to do?
Like I want say if I was doing like a 30-minute set, I would want 5 minutes of it to be just like random shit in my pockets. All right, so here's an example. Here's one of the ones I want to bring on stage is, you know, the commemorative pennies that you smush at places,
yeah,
at, like theme parks and shit.
It looks like it's running a railroad track, but it says like Gettysburg.
Exactly,
Yeah,
it imprints something. So I got one on my honeymoon at the Dole Plantation in Hawaii, and I kind of like don't want it. I'm like, but I also like
It's bad memories attached to this.
but like no, the good memories. Our honeymoon
good.
was sick.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
But that's the
Sorry, I
thing.
didn't mean to assume.
No, you son of a bitch. No, but it's like it's one of those things that like I haven't gotten rid of it yet because I like the smushed pennies because I'm a fucking child.
You do have your little. This is a cool little knickknack.
Yeah, I'm a knick-knack guy. I'm a toy guy. I like little bullshit that makes me forget how bad life is.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to like pull it out on stage and just be like, does somebody like want this? I don't want to like throw it out. It's a penny.
I don't want to throw it out. There's some good memories attached to it.
It costs the government a whole penny and a half to make. Like it has a little bit of value.
And it cost me fucking $1.50. How do you figure that out?
Oh man,
Yeah, it would be a little crank machine.
have you ever had Dole Whip?
What's Dole Whip?
Dole Whip is like it's basically pineapple ice cream that you can only get in Disney parks and the Dole Plantation. And it's kind of neat. It's just pineapple dust and like cold water, like frozen. It's called ice. But it really, it has a crazy ice cream like texture, but it's like totally vegan. That has no dairy in it.
Okay.
But it's real good.
I think you killed Chris with that. Oh, no. I should just say ice.
Got him.
So, wait. Wait, how did we get on? This episode's off the rails, but that's our first one back. It's
Hey,
fine.
cheers, baby.
Dude, I'm having a great time.
I'll drink to
Thanks
that.
for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Doug.
Dude, where was I? All right, so I learned a little bit about Dole Whip.
If you can find it, it's a good time.
I think, did they do it in Universal? I feel like I've heard.
Yeah, yes. There are various places on planet Earth you can get it, and I believe that's one of them.
All right, because I'm pretty sure either
It's very limited, though.
I think I was at Universal last time I was there with my buddy. I feel like he either pointed it out or told me like about it, and we just didn't get it because I don't remember having it, but I remember maybe hearing about it because he knows everything about Disney. I'm sure he spouted that off into my ear at some point.
He's one of those guys.
He's a Disney bro. He really is. My best friend that of since I was fucking 22 years old. Disney bro.
They're an interesting bunch.
He's a good Disney bro.
Oh no, they tend to be good people. They have
He's not an incel Disney bro.
No, they have Disney values, so they tend to be like pleasant people. But
They have Disney value. They're just they believe in happiness and fairy dust.
like I have like acquaintances and friends from high school that like work at Disney, spend all of their free time in the parks. It really just is their life.
That scares me a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
That's that thing you're saying before about is this your whole identity?
Yeah,
Like, is your
like
whole identity Disney? Do you have Disney sheet? Like, I have, I don't just have Batman sheets. I've got Green Lantern ones too.
variety is the spice of life.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, I think when you meet somebody, yeah, you're right. Like, and there are people that like, I love everything, like everything Disney. Like, that's it. You just everything.
I was just so taken out of the moment by both of us saying, one after the other in canon. Can you, Chris?
Rewind it.
I would like that as a clip of us just going, like, what a New York podcast moment. I'm sorry, I just got.
My
Oh my god, this is why I don't smoke weed on stage. It's a good time.
That's fine. Chris is gonna chop this up and make it look good. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank God.
What was I gonna say?
Oh yeah, Disney adults. It gets a little creepy, but we tolerate.
But that's the whole
them.
thing. Anything gets
Good for the economy, probably.
I mean, that's got to be right. And those parks keep getting big. I keep wondering, and I'm like, so eventually Disney's just going to be the state of Florida is just going to be the state of Disney. Because they keep adding on to this park, and they buy like 700 or 500 acres to build fucking Mos Eisley or some shit.
I got to get down there. I've never been to Disney World. I've only been to Disneyland, and that's
That's the original.
Yeah, but it sucks.
It sucks. I've never been. I've never been to Disney World.
The whole story was like, so Walt Disney was like fed up with Disneyland because like Anaheim, man.
Were they like fucking?
I'm never gonna do stand up in Anaheim. Oh no, Anaheim's kind of like a not great city.
Yo, fuck Anaheim. You chased Walt Disney out. All he wanted was fucking uncut cigarettes and more rides.
And he wanted to eat the Cuban children. But the thing was, like, basically
all perfectly normal.
A bunch of seedy hotels popped up around Disneyland so, like, dads could escape the park and fuck prostitutes and, like, vagrants of the street of L.A.
This was the 1960s.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, this is probably something that was a viable
This
asset.
is not the era of, like, dads getting day drunk at Disneyland. This is the era of dads, like,
loving Disneyland.
doing hard drugs, dropping their family at Disneyland, and then dumping loads into whores. Like that is and Walt Disney was like, I'm not
about
this is
that.
not what I'm about. Like this is like right after he fired all those animators for drawing like porn.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like right after that. So he's like,
it's that weird history at Disney where it's like there's actually a lot of interesting shit. I want them to do like a big deep dive, like 10-part series.
Please tell me you watched Defunct Land.
I watched Defunct Land.
Yeah.
Defunct Land is why, like, I just love the weird, seedy world of theme parks.
Adam Perger, I think that's his name. He's great.
He's fucking all the weird, seedy, like the story of Europe Euro Disneyland and how they just sunk money into this thing that was never gonna work.
No, never.
And how
it's still there.
but how some people quietly were like, if we don't tear it down, we can still have we can still make the money on it. It's like quietly they were like, well, we can't tear it down because of these coding things. But it's like there's literally I was watching something where there's like some sort of loophole where like if they don't tear it down, then it costs less or some shit like that. So it's like a scam.
Yeah, man, write-offs and shit. That's why I started a corporation. That's what I buy my gas with now. It's great.
You're a corporation?
Yeah, it's all right. You heard it here first, folks. Just make a corporation. Everybody should just make a corporation. If you got the money to throw at a lawyer to do it, because then like anything that you do for like work or for like you just get a better tax rate.
Okay.
So like when I make money throwing shows, or like if I have an acting gig, I don't. They don't pay me. They pay the corporation. I pay myself. And you just get a better tax rate. Because it's like the United States is set up for corporations. Like tax law in the United States.
What's the name of your corporation?
That's the funny question, isn't it?
Oh, you want to lead up more to it?
No,
explain to us how corporation works. 'Cause I actually don't know.
It's so boring though. I don't know why I'm talking about it. But basically, like tax law is set up for corporations to abuse to get better tax rates. It's just America. It's capitalism.
It's just capitalism,
baby.
There you go. All right.
But like, there's nothing that stops anybody from just starting a corporation and people don't pay me. They are paying my corporation to do this. So then I pay myself, and you just get a better tax rate. And you can have loopholes yourself and do shit, and you claim shit on your taxes that you wouldn't get. It's just good. It's just good.
It's just good.
And then if you like fuck up, they could sue the corporate. They have to sue the corporation and not you. It's good for like liability,
yeah,
and insurance probably. But I'm talking out of my ass so much. I'm literally going for a consultation.
What's the name of your corporation?
What?
What's the name of your corporation?
All right, so my last name is LaCarrubba.
Yeah, it's a good last name.
It's.
I could see it on something.
Yeah,
that thing.
I can't argue with that.
I'm saying that thing may be a paint truck. I'm just saying.
It looks good in cursive, man.
Yeah, it does.
It looks great in cursive.
Oh man, definitely a restaurant. LaCarrubba's.
All right, but
is it Italian?
Carrabba's would sue me. Yeah, man. It's Italian for carob, which is like a tree. Carob pie is a thing. It's often used as a substitute for chocolate for nerds that can't eat chocolate. Fucking nerds.
Can you eat it?
It's like it's not as good as chocolate, like carob.
Is it just? Yeah, chocolate. I was gonna say, is it just
like
crap?
I want to try carob pie.
Okay,
it's just the blood of my relatives. No, I hear carob pie is pretty good. I could be like, I'm not even gonna say it. It may be associated with a specific ethnicity at Thanksgiving, but I don't know if it's true, so I'm not gonna say it. I'm too high. I don't
have cards to tap on to be like, moving on.
I'm too high and paranoid to be like, it's black people pie at Thanksgiving. Oh no, I just said it. Yeah. Listen, black people, if I'm wrong, I'm not a hater. You know where I got it from? I got it from what's the Nick Kroll animated show?
Oh, Big Mouth.
I got it from Big Mouth. Because the Missy and her dad, there's like a scene with them eating carob pie. And I'm like, oh, okay, that could be a thing. And if it's not, I'm a bad guy.
He is high and rambling, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Oh, my God. Take a sip of that water.
It's good water, man. I appreciate it.
So,
sometimes you go places, they don't have good water.
What? So you do your own shows too, right?
Yeah.
How's the producing thing, like, from your perspective? How's that whole thing been? Because we had Renee on here. You talked a little bit about it and everything. So what's your experience been, like, producing shows on Long Island?
It's, like, the worst thing ever, but it's totally necessary.
Yeah.
Because, like, oh, man. It's too much weed. I don't.
I was like, I really teed that question up, man.
Yeah, no, you did. So I don't have a bone to pick with bringer producers.
Okay,
I'm friendly with most of them, but I just I ruined relationships by doing bringer shows early on. Like I lost friends, and honestly, the ones that I lost, I'm kind of happy I lost them. They didn't end up being cool people, but still. It was like a volatile enough like dynamic, and I have too much of an anxiety problem. Like the night of, people are canceling on me, and I'm like, well, I want to think about telling the jokes and not getting people to a show last minute.
Yeah, because you have an extra tier of like responsibility.
Yeah, so like it really is a very personal thing for me. Like it's not like a high horsey thing at all. Like So part of it was just like I'm not great at comedy, and I have to like host my shows because like I think I'm a good host even when I wasn't funny, you know.
Okay.
So like
Hosting is a little different than just doing straight material because you have to be like likable and shit, and that kind of matters.
and you keep the show going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you know I had been hosting events, not stand-up events, but I'd been hosting video game tournaments for like 6 years before I started
We
stand-up.
were like up there with like a headset, like, and we're off in this level of fucking Super Smash Brothers we have here on the left.
Oh, I did commentary sometimes, but
that's
I was
awesome.
running the events, so it was
You make money doing this?
Yeah, I made a good chunk of change. It was a weekly tournament, and then so here's what happened.
Why wasn't I innovative like this? Like as a young kid, like the only time I ever tried to do my own business is I drew my own T-shirts.
That's still pretty cool though, man. Like you do it what is accessible. Like it was easy to run Smash Bros tournaments because we needed CRT TVs, like old TVs that people just were giving away because they're heavy and they suck and and Wii's were abundant, and that's what we were playing.
Yeah, there were a lot of Wii's.
We were playing Brawl, but then it became a hack for Smash Bros. Brawl called Project M, which was just like it was just a fad with my friends and like the area I was living at the time.
Okay.
And it kind of grew to be like the biggest unofficial Smash game. Like it was at Melee tournaments. Like Melee was the biggest one.
Yeah.
But then like PM was like huge because it was basically like Melee but with more characters.
There's a bigger roster.
So like basically I'm playing Rob the Robot, who's not in Melee, but with Melee physics and game mechanics. So it was a crazy mod, and I made a ton of money playing it and just like winning tournaments. And then like running the tournaments, it was the business end, but sometimes you'd win a tournament and you'd be running the tournament. It was a good payday.
So you were kind of hosting these things and everything like that. Sometimes doing commentary, so that probably helped you a little bit, like you were saying.
Yeah, and like hosting the live stream.
Yeah,
like I ran it like a sports broadcast.
So when did you decide to do comedy? Like when in all this did you decide to start? Like because you were saying a little bit before we got distracted, but I want to bring it back around because
it was around the same time with Louis.
So you were like sitting there, you were watching Louis, and you were like, "I can do this."
Yeah, this is where the drama comes in, boys. So I had 2 businesses running Smash tournaments.
You had 2 businesses.
There was the first one, and then I retired.
Okay,
and I literally signed a non-compete clause with another tournament
Are you fucking
organizer.
kidding me? Wow,
I sold him the business. Like
okay.
he gave me money for like the value of the. It wasn't a lot,
but it was worth something.
Tangible. Oh yeah, no, it was money. And so I came back into the space because I had the venue of Governors. And so me and a business partner were like, this is kind of easy money. Let's just do it. We're so far away from the guy I signed the non-compete clause that if he brought it to court, I'm like, we're literally in a different county.
Yeah.
Like
that was Suffolk. This is Nassau.
But that's the thing. This asshole is like, I'm going to be the monopoly on all of Long Island.
Oh, he was looking to like take over.
And there was no, he's like a sociopath of a guy.
That you have to
so
be,
like there was no like friendly way for me to come back. He looked at me coming back as spitting in his face no matter what. So remember the whole thing where I was like, isn't it cool that I was running tournaments and sometimes would win them?
Yeah.
I had one person my whole career accuse me of like an ethical dilemma where I was like somehow manipulating things to help myself win. But the problem is this guy is like low-key Smash famous.
Okay.
So he has a bunch of Twitter followers. So I kind of got like Smash canceled.
You got Smash canceled.
Basically because this one asshole who's like, like Justin Bieber, a lot of people hated him when he was younger because he was a young guy that got famous. So when you're a young guy that gets famous,
he was super successful.
You're an
he
asshole.
Was like 18.
You become an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like that, but like Long Island trash people style. But, and also, but also in a video game scene. You know what I mean? Like not a real.
I hate him already.
He's such a fucking Vinny. You can go fuck yourself. So basically, he wanted to come. Remember, imagine he's like a star in Smash.
Okay.
He wanted to come to my tournament over an hour late, and
Wait,
I was
he gave
like,
you like Axl Rose
he called
requests.
Me. He called me. He absolutely. That's you nailed it. And I was like, listen, man, I can't hold up the tournament for an hour and a half for you. And he took that as me not wanting to lose to him because I lost to him the week before. But like the funny thing about me and like people that know me really well, I'm a Goku type when it comes to the spirit of competition. I like competition. I like losing.
It's gonna get real nerdy and real sandy. The vagina's about to close up, guys. Get ready.
But I'm used to it. I'm past it.
Me too.
I love losing. I like getting better at stuff.
Oh, so you're like, I'll get better.
So I'm already running the tournaments. I'm already getting a payday for working. So it never bent me out of shape that I wasn't in the money for the competition. So
you enjoyed running the show. You were like, and you had to, it was a little business. You were also making a little bit of money. Yeah.
The only reason I started running comedy shows and the only reason I started running Smash tournaments is because I was a patron of them, and it was just annoying when people would run them really poorly, and then it would be easy to make it so much better.
Okay.
To make it like 10 times better, it would require like 2% effort, and these people just like wouldn't do that 2% effort.
Wow. So you like went in. You're like, I'm bringing my business here. I'm going to improve it. Like a real like mafia type. You're like, I'm taking over.
When I came back?
No, like it's. I mean, no.
Oh no. I was just like no, not at all. Like I don't. Other people do what they do. I don't like deliberately schedule my events on the days of other people's. Like I'm not. I just want there to be good events. I like events. I'm an event guy.
Okay.
I'm not.
I like going to things and doing things at the thing.
I'm not a club guy. I'm not a bar guy, which is funny as a comedian. Like I'm really like I'm not like I have to be doing something.
Okay.
Like I'm not on the spectrum, but people wonder. I'm one, like people wonder. I like doing stuff.
Including myself.
Yeah, I
look in the mirror.
Roundup. Everybody just Google Roundup. They fucked us.
I look in the mirror and I'm like, maybe. Like,
dude, it's like boomers got hit with like lead and gasoline.
Yeah, lead and gasoline.
We got hit with like there's Roundup
everybody's
in the corn.
Everybody's probably
nobody can make eye contact.
It's like what? It's like I don't know. I was looking at the ground when I said that.
Dude, I did it on a first date yesterday. I went to Cheers and it was going so good, and we went to Cheers, our last drink of the night. And I just was like looking down at the table, and she's like, "You're not gonna make eye contact with me?" And I was like,
"No."
And I'm like, "No," and I wanted to, man. She's so hot. Please go out with me again if you are watching this.
What's her name?
Trick
question.
I'm not gonna say it.
No, I'm kidding.
For her privacy, but you wouldn't believe it.
But
I'll tell you.
Bever.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
It is a multi-ethnicity parade of a name. And you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about.
I was like, you're going to know exactly.
You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, whoever you are, he's a really nice guy. I guess go out with him again.
Yeah, dude, she's so cool. Please go out with me.
He's going to hear this episode. He's going to call me tomorrow and be like, you need to not put this episode up.
No, it's cool. Because, I don't know. Dating post,
We always talk about dating.
I'd love it. From, because, I say...
Well, you were married once.
Yeah, technically the paperwork is, still it's a long process. But we've been separated for half a year. We're not together. It's legal mumbo jumbo. And it's getting done. We're not upset at each other. We're not suing each other. We're doing it, which is good because we don't have to pay lawyers.
That's probably a really beneficial part of it.
Yeah,
I know so many people that don't go through it amicably, and that's awful.
That's most of them.
Yeah,
it's harsh shit. That's why I'm super this could be so much worse. It could be way worse.
It's sure you're in this situation, but also some people are dead because of this.
Yeah.
So, well, that's good, man. So the dating thing. Where was I before? Oh yeah, that's right. Your gaming history. What was the deal with this guy that tried to?
Okay, all right. So the guy that I signed the non-compete
dude, I'm trying to keep everything on track.
No, you're doing a great job, dude.
I don't want to get too comfortable where it's it's just two dudes hanging out.
The hosting is on point, dog.
Okay.
So the guy that I signed the non-compete clause.
Okay.
He basically got in cahoots with the famous guy, and said, "Let's take Brandon down."
Dude, the Smash community put a hit out on you.
Those guys did,
or
those guys did, and it was and really here's the thing: I'm happy I'm not running Smash tournaments anymore.
Okay.
I'm so much happier as a stand-up comic than as a guy that has to deal with middle school and high school.
Oh, you're probably
kids.
dealing with kids and shit.
A lot of kids, man. And there's
shitty kids, probably, right?
And here's the thing: spectrum of kids. There are kids that are shitty and you'd expect, and there are some kids that are old souls that are just
super cool. Yeah.
And I met a lot of great people running Smash, and I met a lot of fucking dirtbags playing Smash, and I'm excited. I know a few people are gonna watch this. There's a few of them from back in the day that apparently are weirdly obsessed with me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. every now and then, like little things from their weird Discord leak out.
Just
and I'm
like that fucking asshole Brandon. When he reffed the tournament.
Yeah, no, it's like this dumb petty bullshit, and it's just like so silly to me.
I would have won that fucking lifetime supply of nerds if it wasn't for him.
And the bummer of getting taken down like that.
That's crazy that you
was mostly that I lost some friends because some friends
you lost a lot of friends. I was gonna say
they just believed what they were saying about me.
Oh, so they were talking shit.
They were making stuff up. But it was extremely like calculated stuff.
Oh, so they did like manipulative games where they like turned people against you, like a slow burn on a soap opera.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If I gave a fuck about being in that community, I'd be really upset.
At the time, were you upset?
I contacted a lawyer to see if like I could sue them.
Really?
Because we invested in running these tournaments. Like there was gear, there was like
it's a business.
It was a business. So. And we really couldn't sue
how
them.
crazy would it be if this ended up with you just choking somebody out with a GameCube controller and then...
Hey, man.
Oh, wait. You just took it to this faraway stare. Never mind. Episode over.
That's what I'm going to jerk off to later, man. Literally that thought.
I'll get him one day. Be the Zelda special edition gold one, too.
Yeah, so like it like sucked and it was annoying.
That's like a really weird origin story for you. I mean that in a good way. Like,
but that was the thing. Like, it was almost like these two assholes pulled the ejector seat on that trajectory.
They forced
you
out, essentially.
And I'm glad they did, because like comedy's so much more fun.
So you went right from that to comedy?
More or less.
Really? You were just like, fuck it, I'm going to try this shit?
Yeah, kind of. Well, here's the thing. I did my first year of college was the only like year I went away.
Okay.
And that year, my roommate, Tim Heinz, fantastic comedian. I love you, bud. This
guy's got swag when he's stoned. I love it.
He was a stand-up.
Okay.
When we started, he was my random roommate pairing. He's a Staten Island guy.
Okay.
And he convinced me to come to like the weekly on-campus like comedy club, like a school club, not
Alex Bradley was a part of one of those.
Cool
comedian, friend of the show, Alex Bradley. You're a cool guy.
He is a cool guy.
Yeah.
But he convinced me to go to the club, which was like an hour of Who's Line improv games.
Okay.
And then an hour of like people can do stand up and then you critique it. Like we were at college. Like it wasn't a class.
Did you do improv?
Dude, the improv games were so much fun. Like Scenes from a Hat, the news conference press conference where they don't know what they're at the press conference for or who they are. Like it's like they're like I love improv. Like you gotta have good improv. Like bad improv's bad.
I've
for
seen
sure.
a lot of bad improv.
Yeah, of course.
I've seen a lot of people because I was an actor when I did just regular acting. I did like theater shit. You inevitably like I took some improv. I wasn't great at it. I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't. I don't know.
It's a muscle. You got to work it.
But it's like a different muscle than stand up too.
Mm-hmm. But it helps the crowd work muscle tremendously.
Yeah, well, it does because it helps you be quick and everything like that. But I've done it and everything. But anytime someone's come up to me and like asked if like, oh, you did acting, and I'm like, yeah, I did a little acting, and they're like, it's like, it's like, what kind? It's like, I did theater, and they always come with like, I did improv, and I'm like, I don't want to see your improv tape. Like immediately, I'm like, I don't want to see the YouTube video that tape shouldn't whatever exist. YouTube video you're about to pull out of your pocket. I have no interest in seeing. I don't want to see you pretending to be a bird for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think improv.
It's not going to be good.
Translates to recorded anything. Like, I like Who's Line. Like Who's Line's fun. Like,
but those are like that's a little. It's also scripted a little bit.
It's also like Eric Andre levels of like they shoot like 5 times what they air.
Yes, they do.
Because it's like so. I think it's a great for live shows. I love good improv.
Yeah,
but like I really like Friday Night Face Off. They were like Long Island guys, the Long Island troupe.
I remember seeing that years and years ago. I think
last time I went to them was like 4 years ago, and at the time I was making edibles. And I was making butter, and I would form them into like little sticks of butter so I could take slices for doses, and it was great because I would have an idea of like how big of a dose I would need. So I gave this can of butter in slices, like just little slices, like really tiny bits of butter, like you put it under your tongue, you don't notice it.
Yeah.
I gave it to one of my best friends and his girlfriend, and I turned to his girlfriend and I'm like, all right, before you eat this, because like I cooked the shit out of these edibles. They were the best can of butter I made because you could put it on toast, you could put it in baked goods, you do anything with it. And I said to her, we were like figuring out her tolerance because I didn't want to fuck her life up.
Yeah, because especially with edibles and anything that you eat, you can really fuck someone's life up, as you said.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was trying to be a good friend about it, and she was just she just ignored me and she popped it in her mouth.
Not a good idea.
and was like, she had the worst night.
Yeah, that's
She
what
was
will
like
happen.
at improv, man. She was like falling out of the seat and puking everywhere, and like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not a vindictive guy. I try not to be, but I'm like, you should have listened, man. I was just trying to be like a friend. I'm giving you free drugs.
Dude, people always do that sometimes. They always. It's like
You just don't value what I say. All right, you're gonna be
I'm
fucked
only the
up.
one that made them. Like,
You're gonna be really fucked up.
where was she like, whatever, loser, shut the fuck up?
No, it's
Or was
not
she trying to be cute about it?
No, she's not vitriolic about it. It's just, the way people are.
They're like, whatever, and they ate it.
Yeah, but like, I'm not your babysitter. I shouldn't have to like think, and that's the thing. Like, we're cool about it.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm sure.
This is like an old story by now.
You don't have to
So
defend yourself.
No, I just don't want to sound like I'm talking like too much shit. Because
No, you're not talking.
You know
shit.
what I mean?
You were vague about it. I was asking deeper questions about it. You're doing exactly what you should.
What was the most recent question? That you asked?
Where were you on June 25th?
God.
No, let me see here. No, I was just asking about shit. Why did you? I was just going through. Yeah. No, well, we were talking about the tournaments, and that's basically how you started comedy and everything like that.
I got ejected from the Long Island Smash scene, and I just really I had done it in college very poorly.
Yeah, that's what it was. You were in
very
college.
poorly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had done it for that like almost a
So
year.
what attracted you to just like, because you said the improv and everything, so did you not want to keep doing improv?
No,
were you
'cause
more
I wasn't-
attracted to doing comedy, like just standard, straight up comedy?
I didn't know how to like get good at improv enough to be
You got to take acting classes. Basically, that's the next step.
or find an improv class. But that was
Yeah.
the thing. Like, it's a very like either pay for it or collaborative.
And comedy, you
collaborative
kind
thing.
of just go do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also,
You
like,
gotta
I don't
just
know,
keep doing it. Yeah.
not to be too much of a cornball about this, but like, I laughing is my favorite thing to do,
Yeah.
and making people laugh is my second favorite thing. It's just always been that way. Like, I have like memories of being in kindergarten and just really running bits into the ground because it was fun back then.
Yeah.
Like, even just making myself laugh and everybody else was like, whatever, loser. That joke was old 3 days ago.
Yeah.
It still made me laugh, and that was good enough.
Yeah. No, I remember learning. I would watch stuff and something that I thought was funny. I go use it in school the next day, and I'd see if did it get the same reaction?
Yeah, man.
Like, I remember I started doing that with curse words here as I got older, and then I would see stand up. Like, I remember seeing George Carlin stand up and hearing the word cocksucker for the first time, and I'm like, I can't wait to use that at school the next day. And
I would just love like listening to Larry the Cable Guy albums with my dad, and then we would just run the bits for each other.
yeah. But that was kind of, I used to memorize these bits. And I used to just, not for anybody but
Yep.
myself.
Yeah.
Because when I was driving in the car,
Yep.
I wanted to be able to do it along with them. I don't know why.
Because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fucking
I felt
fun.
like I was doing the act a little bit, I guess, in my weird little
Yeah.
fantasy nerd brain. But I never thought I could do stand. I don't know. Did you feel that
No,
at
I
a
never
point?
thought I could do stand up
Because it
never in a
looked
fucking
hard, right?
million years. Yeah, I'm like, I don't remember words. I don't like
Your own words, too.
like
That's
even before I started smoking pot, like I just never had a good memory. Like I was on I went to singing school, and even that was tough. Like just memorizing stuff for class.
So were you like choir or did you like musicals?
Yeah, no, it was choir. It was like opera.
Opera.
Dude, so one of the most powerful experiences of my life, like top 5.
Wait,
easy.
I have to back up. So were you
Back
a
it up.
singer in? I gotta get all this. So were you a singer in high school?
I started being like into it in middle school,
Okay,
and like
you were
getting
like
private lessons.
Did you go to
and-
like the NISMA competitions for
Yep,
voice? Okay,
I had
NISMA is a music competition they do in high schools, ladies and gentlemen.
New
Little
York.
context. New York specifically
is the
Thank you.
NISMA one. 'Cause
Yes.
it's, the NY at the beginning. That's New York.
Yes, and everything else.
Yeah, it's just like solos, and then another music teacher from a different district, so there's no nepotism. Like grades your solo, and if you do good, you get into like all county, all state. I met my first girlfriend at all state.
Ah, man, I feel like female singers are a pretty attractive bunch.
Oh, it's 50-50 for me, dude.
Yeah, okay.
So here's the problem with singers is and look, I flunked out my first year of music college. 'Cause
Why?
Music's hard, and music theory.
Because it's hard.
Music theory is like
So you were going to an all music. This is college, right?
Yeah.
So all music program, or just was the schools?
They still made me take fucking like English, and they were going to make me take. And that was the thing. So the word for that is conservatory when you don't do anything else, when it's just music.
Okay,
and
that's what I was looking for.
they referred to their music school as a conservatory, and then
Wasn't
then on the side they're like, you got to take English 101, and I'm like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
They made me do that when I was in school for
So
theater.
I take responsibility. Music theory is hard, and also I was an education double major. I was vocal performance and music ed, and for that you had to learn piano like way better than I could play.
So you can play piano?
It was really hard. You know the song "The Entertainer"?
Yes.
Hard.
Hard.
I aced that shit. That was the hardest song I could ace. That song's super fun to play.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I would open a saloon just to play that all day. All fucking day. Someone walks
so I could wear a bowler and sit there.
It's an intricate enough song that you feel good for. It's an accomplishment.
But can you like freestyle on the piano? Or?
No, man. No, I when I was playing in a band like way after college, I got like I could a little bit, but not good. It was still just chord stuff. I wasn't like playing scales and riffs and but I could like competently do different like just inversions.
That's fucking crazy. But see, honestly, like that's really impressive to me because like I wish I played the drums kind of in high school, and I was like, they were like, "Do you want to do NISMA?" I'm like, "No, I want to go smoke pot behind the school because it's it's free period right now."
Now I encourage everybody to like play any instrument, even like badly.
Yeah.
But like just pick it up. Like try to. It's because you have such an appreciation for music. And I'm not saying if you don't play an instrument you can't appreciate music, but like seeing it from the other side is cool, and it just you tap into parts of your brain that you didn't know were there.
Do you play other instruments besides the piano and the voice? the vocal cords. The vocal cords.
The VCs. So as part of the education major,
what else? Yeah.
I had to learn.
Tell me all about this. This is fascinating to me.
Class brass was like you have to learn the basics of trumpet, trombone, and the devil horn, French horn.
That's the devil horn.
French horn fucking sucks, and they should.
So you could basically toot your way through.
10 years ago.
So, but if you and I were walking down the street,
no,
wait, hold on. Let me
the answer is no.
But if somebody jumped out and said, "I will blow your head off if you can't give me play Mary Had a Little Lamb on the French horn."
It would be
gun to head. It'd be like
it'd be way harder than trombone or trumpet. I'll tell you that much because fuck that instrument.
All right, what if you had the choice? Somebody cares. I happen to have three brass instruments.
Joe. I'll play along with your hypothetical. How long do I have to like figure it out?
15 minutes.
Oh yeah, okay. I could do that.
Yeah, he's a psycho. He's
like 3, 2, 1. Mary had a fucking lamb. I'm dead.
All right,
I'm a dead man.
No, this dude's just doing it for the fear. He doesn't really want to. He's just trying to get a rise out of you. That gun's not even loaded, but you don't know that.
All right, what race is this guy? You gotta say it. Figure it out.
Oh, he's got neck tattoos. He lives in Ronkonkoma.
I said ethnicity and race.
Oh,
anyway, we'll be right back, folks.
We'll be right back. Wait, we don't have commercials. Fuck. Anyway, so 3 different brass instruments. You had to learn the basics of those instruments.
I did, yeah, and that was very doable.
What else?
Then this is one of the ones where I flunked out. Was I did class percussion.
So drums.
Yeah,
drums,
and other things you hit. Fun fact: piano is a percussion instrument.
That makes sense. That's a little hammer in there, right?
Hitting the strings, so the main noise maker is like a pow.
I have seen episodes of Tom and Jerry. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
He has run from those little hammers.
That Rick and Morty intro with the heads on the fucking.
It's a timeless thing.
Yeah.
But
so I really failed class percussion because
just didn't take to it.
Well, here's something you can play along with at home, kids. Is if you're not a music player, if you're not a musician. I can't do this still. Is like, do you know what like a measure is? It's a chunk of time.
Yeah.
It's a chunk of time. So like, in the time signature.
I don't know how to communicate it.
I mean, we'll get out of the woods real quick on this. But like, the number that's at the beginning of sheet music on the left tells you how many beats are in a measure.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to be able to keep track of this shit. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So like. Basically, in that same chunk of time, if you can tap 4 in time and you can tap 3 in time, like your brain is just tapped into real like rhythm.
It's not like right.
You can do cool rhythm shit if you can do that.
Okay.
And I could not.
Your
get
brain
that
is
down.
not down there.
It's like it's hard. It's really hard. It's like
I can mimic. I remember being able to mimic stuff because like I have an uncle who like really knows how to play the drums, and like when I like even to this day like he has this little drum set and I'm not like. And because I can only do it as much as I can. It's like playing Simon to me. That's all it is. That's my weird thing.
No, but it is. You can.
But I can't do that on my own.
That.
I can't do that on my own.
But that's the thing. You don't need that like paper knowledge of like what these things are. You really don't. There's so many self-taught musicians that are amazing. It just helps.
I mean, I'm not saying I can be that, and I feel like I just felt like I felt really queefy to be like, yeah, I can just like because my uncle's like a trained drummer.
No, but that's you're valid, man. You're valid. Because that's how all singers feel.
Really? Well,
because here's the thing. I don't have to like think about playing an A. I just sing the note that my brain tells me is correct. So I don't have to be a technical musician.
As a singer, you're supposed to like hear yourself and know when like is that because I know like
you have to both.
But you
hear,
did concert singing, right?
What was
I
that
like
gesture?
You said like what?
I love that. What was that gesture? Like
this? I
singing?
was itching my fucking
Oh,
stomach.
I'm sorry. So here's why I thought you knew something, right?
Yeah. Concert
singing. No, this is hilarious that you did that. It was a coincidence. Is diaphragm control. Like you really learn breath control.
Yeah.
So the concert singing is filling up a theater without a mic.
Like, yeah.
And I can totally do that. And it has benefited me when a mic goes out on a show. And then I'm like, we don't need it. And that's the thing. If you the technique, you don't lose your voice.
Yeah,
I can see screaming. It's controlled screaming, but it's that you don't lose your voice.
I know very little because they made you take when I was. You said like one of the things when I took theater classes, they would be like, you have to take this class as well and everything. And at one point, they were like, you have to do this much singing. I have to do a little. They made me take a dance class, which I avoided until like I just decided not to graduate with a degree. So that's
sure.
That was. They were like, and they were asking. They were like, you can take the dance class, and I'm like, I'm good. Like I'll just fuck off and try to get work in the city now.
You know, it's like a real tragedy of my existence. I never got pussy from acting classes and theater classes. Not fucking once. That was the deal.
Did I get? Yeah, that was the thing you were always told, right?
That's what the guidance counselor said.
It's like, hey, you like girls, right? Yeah. Well, because you know what, everybody.
And you're a little gay. Do theater.
And do you have weird dreams at night, Billy?
Do you watch Glee, Brandon?
Brandon, do you really like Glee? Do you identify with Jane Lynch the most on it?
Glee came out my freshman year of high school. It was all we talked about for at least 3 years. 3 years of Glee, and then I hopped off the train.
How old are you? You're 30, right?
28.
28. Never mind. I'm gonna go. You're a little, you're about 7 years younger than me. So, but around, so you were what, 93? 94.
Pulp Fiction, baby.
You're a Pulp Fiction, baby. Wow.
That's right.
Okay, so wow, you're a cusp. Are you a millennial technically?
I have heard the term cusper thrown around for sure.
Because you're like, there's that weird area where is the cutoff.
I am a millennial, but I got a lot of Gen Z bullshit floating around.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but you still have that weird era where like for just a moment you're like, what's the internet? And then it was.
But I still love Clerks, you know? Like
yeah, because you know.
Yeah, I love Clerks. Like I recently found out I love Smashing Pumpkins. Like I'm a millennial.
I didn't like it.
It's cool.
Not a Justin Bieber guy. Apparently was supposed to hate the Jonas Brothers.
No.
I don't even know what a lot of Gen Z. I guess I don't know. Lady Gaga's timeless to me. She can't.
You know who's really good? A gal I was hanging out with for a little bit exposed me to Phoebe Bridgers.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
She's just a cool singer, artist that I couldn't tell you. Like I don't know if you know Lorde, like similar vibes. Like I kind of fuck with Lorde. My
ex-girlfriend introduced me to Lorde.
You know who introduced me to Lorde? My ex-girlfriend, also known as GTA 5. There's a few
why
Lorde
was she?
songs.
Can I ask why she's called GTA 5?
There was at least one Lorde song in the radio mix when you're driving in that game.
No, it's not a Lorde song. It's a Jamaican
Maybe it's Maybelline band
doing a rip. I chose to ignore that. It's a Jamaican group, a rapper. Fucking Jesus, it's a Jamaican rapper. I can't remember what his name is. But the song's called Loyals.
Okay.
And I don't. That's it. You seem like I have more. I know you're looking at me like I have more to say.
I know, this is so funny.
Sorry.
No, you're good, man. This is a blast.
You're like, oh, this is good. Okay, and I'm like,
No, I never was into Lord. And,
what's that weird era of music where it has no specific genre?
You know, but
Like,
that's
what is
I like
Lord's
that.
drama music?
Yeah, it's like just singer songwriter. Like
Diamond,
solo singer.
and I don't know. I don't know what kind of music that is.
It's just Randy, man.
I don't hate it though. That's the
Just-
thing.
just
Like I'm
Randy
not.
from South Park. I am Lord.
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 Yeah, I mean that's. But
I love that
it's,
bit.
it's like I don't know.
No, but like tennis court is just such a bop. Like I'm not. It's pop.
Yeah,
It really just
yeah,
is pop.
but it's
And
like
usually I'm not a
weird-
pop guy, but it's like we were talking about earlier with Polyphia. Like I'm not to recap for
people who weren't recapping it.
for
we were
people
just
that weren't
before
hanging out before the recording.
this episode.
Like I'm not a metal guy. Like I do not like metal
I am
music.
a metal guy, and he was.
And what and I know what ruins it for me. It's distortion because like I respect good metal. I don't shit on it.
Like
But
Tool, you ever listen to Tool?
No,
Okay, you should check him out.
I will because like I respect good music. I just I don't like distortion.
Early Tool. Don't listen to just like the early like
No,
find
old Tool.
I can't remember what the album is, but whatever. Just look up best Tool album and listen to that
Okay.
because
But
they.
like this the Polyphia guys, it's a very clean sound.
Yeah,
on
you were
a lot of
showing
the
me
guitar.
before. There's they slap. They're fucking great.
Yeah, no, they're crazy.
They actually rule, and it's weird because their bass player has no discernible gender, and I was like kind of attracted to them, and I found out that you were too for a second.
So yeah, here's the thing. I was a little embarrassed at the semi I was getting the first time I saw that music video, but
Yeah.
then like I said, I was showing other dudes, just being like, "Call it."
Yeah, you don't know.
like your life depends
androgynous
on it.
as fuck.
And here's the thing, like more people call. His name is Tim Henson, and dude, you fucking rock. Do
Dude.
not like we're friends.
Love it, dude.
Yeah, you're excellent.
You slap. You're playing the bass like a motherfucker.
I would not have sex with you. I couldn't. It's not, But what made me feel this is what made me feel better about being attracted to him initially. When I thought he was not
when you
a
thought
guy.
it was Cheryl.
I showed my dad the music video and I was like, "Dad, you got to call it." And he's like, "That's a girl." And I was like, "All right, I feel a little bit better about myself." I got like a validation bump from my dad because if my dad was like, "Dude, that's obviously a guy. What's wrong with you?" I was just, because I don't know, because my dad's old. He's a cool guy. He wouldn't say that. But
backtracked like a motherfucker.
I did. He's a good guy.
Please, I mean, he's not going to listen to it, but if he does, subscribe. Smash that subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button, Dad. If
fucking-
not, I'll stop. I don't know.
Loving you.
He doesn't care.
Is he?
Yeah, he's. That's the thing. I have nothing to barter with him. I have no chips on the table with that man.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, if I just like disappeared, you'd be like, cool.
I'm gonna stop talking to you on the phone, Dad. Awesome. I mean,
Yeah, sweet. I have more free time now. Thanks.
I'm gonna stop sending you Christmas cards. I hate those cards. Thanks.
I know that was just a funny example, but I hate cards. I hate greeting cards.
Why do you hate greeting cards?
Because, like, here's the thing. I just like telling people that I care about them. It feels really good to do. It's awkward sometimes, and can feel weird.
Do you get the text? Like
What?
right around like beginning of November, October, when they're like, "Can I have your address?" And then I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "I'm gonna send a Christmas card." And they end up getting now I've done it so many times. I have like 8 people that send me Christmas cards, and I see their
I don't-
fucking stupid family grow up. I don't care about them. Their son looks dumb and like he's a future rapist.
No, I don't think I have people in my life that care enough about me to send Christmas cards.
I don't think they necessarily care about me either. For the record, I think they just like knowing I'm a person they send a Christmas card
Yeah,
to.
it's like it makes them feel like they're doing
It's
it.
a validation.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I'm like,
man,
you asked me when I was like
But no.
25 when we were like doing coke together, and you guys just got married. Like,
No, the only time
I think we're doing a Christmas card this year. The sweaters. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Send it to me. Jesus Christ, fucking get out of here.
the only time I ever had to deal with the awkward like modern day "what's your address" ask was my failed marriage. So I was asking people for their addresses so I could send them the invitations. And
Dude, I remember, for the record, I just want to say I came into this interview and I'm like, I'm just gonna ask Brandon about Brandon. We went over the marriage stuff, but like you smoke a little weed and you're like, yeah, so I'm being a divorced guys.
oh, it's great. I almost started a podcast called Divorced Guys.
Just get other divorced guys to be on it.
So
There's a market for that. I think you should do it.
So that was the thing. That was part of the bit. Was it was going to be called Divorced Guys. It was going to be hosted by 2 divorced guys, but then we don't address it at all. It's just a comedian podcast about shooting the shit and at the standard unit of podcast is what it was going to be. But the reason I wanted to do it, and I shouldn't talk about this on air because it's still a decent enough idea, but the movie Goon. One of the best movies ever.
Oh, the hockey movie with Sean William Scott.
Yeah, it's
hilarious film.
Fantastic.
You were like,
but there's a soundbite in the movie when they're playing another team, and he's like the coach or the captain's trying to give like a pep talk, and he's like, "We can't lose. What's his name is divorced. That guy's we're playing divorced guys."
Okay,
so you literally can edit out the we're playing divorced guys, and then the show starts.
Yeah,
like, that's the intro. Is like just
that's funny.
The
I like
soundbite. From that, it's short enough that you can't get sued.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when I was running Smash tournaments, we had a lot of videos taken down because we modded the song September into the game.
No
so
shit.
Like in the results screen, and it would just play whatever like end of the game music when it'd show you like who got what kills. It would just play. And then it would just play all of September, and people wouldn't clear that screen, and it would get taken down for copyright issues.
Jesus Christ.
It's shit I think about now.
Yeah, I remember being like, when we first started doing this show, I was like, we'll do 10 seconds of music. And then like, people don't realize like 10 seconds of music sounds like nothing. So I was like, whatever, we'll get something for, now we have the little intro we do now. But
you find a friend of yours that went to music school, and they can like whip it up.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I had a buddy whip up something, and it sounds good for
my buddy who's
show.
a graphic designer and knows all about this, why he's running,
Yep.
But I think oh fuck, I was on a good subject with you. I was on a good subject with you before. Your dad doesn't love you was what we were on left. The androgynous bass player of metal. Oh, you know a bunch of instruments and you can sing, and we were on that for a little bit.
Yeah,
so wait, was your
in the
plan?
music world,
what was your plan though? What was your plan, to be a singer, to like be a teacher?
Was not a good plan.
That was your plan.
There was no. I'm bad at envisioning the future.
Oh, that's fine.
No, I think most people are, and they just don't admit it. They're like, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be a teacher. It's like, yeah, why? Because that's the vocation that you stare at every day. Good for you. So the guy that got me into stand-up, Tim, my buddy Tim, he's a teacher, and I'm so happy that man's a teacher. Okay. He's the 10% of the teachers that you had that were cool and they helped you develop as a human and you still remember them. He's like in that 10% of people. And it's like, I loved it. Like, I'm like, as much as I wish he was like a comedian and like was doing it with me, all these years later, like I'm happy he's doing that because he's just like a good soul. Like, and most teachers are not that.
No, they're
I don't know how I got
They're
here.
beating down people, some of them.
Yeah, no, they're just, oh God.
But that's good to know.
Yeah.
And that's the dude that got you into stand-up.
Yes.
So did you just start running shows right away?
No.
After your dream of becoming an opera singer died.
Okay, yeah. So
was there because I go back to this? Was there opportunities? Was there interest? Were there like, you're a hell of a singer? You can be.
There are opera performance opportunities, but that's the thing. Like, I don't like. I'm not like a fan of opera. Like, there's some operas like that are objectively good, but it's like, I don't know. Most of them I don't have time for. Same with like musicals. Like, very few musicals to me are like
good.
You know that thing where it's like, the music actually matches the emotion of the scene. And that's like the reason why. Like, that most musicals don't do that.
No.
So it's like annoying.
It's just marketing. It's just to get people, and they're like, oh my, and like,
which is funny because the first musical I ever did in school was 42nd Street, and I was. Are you familiar?
Yeah, I know.
I played the director of the musical. I played Julian something.
Yeah, there you go.
And I was a slick back hair. I had my pinstripe suit. It was sick. But like in that musical, they're talking about writing a bullshit musical, and they're like, "Oh, we got to write another song in 5 minutes, ladies." And it's like, yeah, you're making bad material.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the idea that you have to keep the machine moving because that's how that's entertainment.
Yeah, no, it is, and like, but that's not that's not the stuff I want to watch.
No, of course not. Yeah, but that's also. I mean, I also think that there's a lot of like a lot of the stuff that doesn't resonate with me, and I feel like I remember going to see a play called Next to Normal. This was years ago when I was in college, And it like I remember everybody crying but me, and I was just like, this. I don't. They're like, why aren't you crying? I'm like, I don't identify with a fucking crazy lady whose dead son talks to him. I don't know the fuck. I'm like, why are you crying? Like, how do you know? It's like,
that's way more questionable.
Yeah,
way
like, why
more
are
fucking
you
questionable.
crying about this?
Yeah, what secrets do you hold?
Yeah, what's your mom talking to at night? Is your dad dead and you don't know it? Like, what the fuck, man? But like,
so I'm in college and I'm having a rough time with piano, with the education side of stuff.
So you're just not. Did you?
Theory is hard. Music theory is hard because here's the thing.
What is music theory exactly?
All right. So it's just like the way music works and why things sound the way why we perceive them as good, why we perceive them as bad.
Okay.
Like it's just the science of it. Here's the thing, but that's a lie. It's not the science of it, because back when they made a lot of music theory principles that are still around today, it was before we understood the science of sound and like sound waves and frequencies. Like we knew a bunch of stuff. Like I'm talking out of my ass a little bit, but like a lot of the rules in music theory are rules because like an old guy said so.
Yeah, I was gonna say because somebody said.
They're not rules, and you'll fail tests because you did something that a guy 300 years ago said was a no-no. And it's like, but there's nothing, but well, tell me why inherently that's bad or wrong. Not like, and they couldn't, and
so you questioned everything.
Well, I question that, but it's also like hard to remember all that stuff. I don't have a great memory, so I'm in it for the performing, and I like the idea of being like a music teacher. Like I could teach how to sing, like the mechanics of how to sing. I got it down. I could teach someone how to do that. Could I teach a kid how to read music? Yeah, but like not. I teach you the alphabet and how to, like slowly read sentences. That's like the equivalent.
Slowly read sentences.
Yeah, people like look at sheet music and they just understand what's going on. Like I can't do that.
No,
I got to go and be like, oh, that's an A chord. That's okay. That's that chord. And then like I piece it together. But that was the thing. It wasn't coming together.
Yeah.
When I was in school. And I was like, yeah, do I drop the education thing? And then like, oh, I guess I'm going to be an opera singer. Oh boy. It's not.
It's a weird thing to be like, guess this is what I'm doing. Really, like this.
Yeah, and like I know people that like went on that track and like do opera things, and it's like that's cool, but I don't know if it's the life I want. I don't know. Like it's kind of grueling, you're singing for like 2 hours a night because it's all singing, and like just the rehearsals,
like very
crazy,
insane.
Yeah, man. And
you have to love that shit if you're gonna.
You really do.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I like it. I don't love it.
Yeah,
and I don't know, like, what was I going to do? Like, get a singing degree and then be in a band?
Singing degree.
You know what I mean? Because there are good singers that don't waste, and I went to, like, a private school. Like, I got dead set on, like, my dream school, and then I had a great audition, so, like, they gave me a huge
So there was, like,
scholarship.
some sort of spark to this at some point.
Oh, dude, I still love singing. I go to karaoke because it's a fun opportunity to sing with no pressure. So like if I fuck up, it's not a big deal. I got the words in front of me. I don't have to memorize anything. Like it's fun, and I have friends I go with.
Yeah, we used to do I went to fucking school for theater, so of course I went to fucking. That's what we did. We went, and then like all the musical theater people would be singing karaoke, and everybody that was like, I'm just in the acting program, would be fucking just watching them, and then they'd get drunk and sing themselves.
Dude, and here's the thing: people sometimes hear me talk about karaoke, and they think it's this like pretentious. I want to like show off at karaoke. Karaoke only works when the good people are not pretentious.
Yeah.
And when like there is a spectrum of good and bad singers. It's a fun event.
It can't all be great because then nobody's want to go up there.
Yeah, you need the one asshole that like goes up there and sings Piano Man like William Shatner did Rocket Man. Like it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Regular crowd shuffles in. I know a guy that does that. And it makes the night. It really does. No, like I used to hate going to karaoke and then like theater dudes would show up and like crush, but then they would like be attention whores. And that's what I was getting at, why one of the reasons I left music school. Yeah. I acknowledged that it was hard and then I flunked out. Yeah. But I hated my peers. like maybe 15% of the people that were in the music in the like singing program, I felt like I could talk to.
Yeah.
And I valued those relationships. Like they were the people that we were on the same track, and I felt like we could be like, if we weren't like friends, we were at least very friendly, like coworker friends.
Yeah.
But most of the people were just like divas, like like New York City like TikToks and reels of like assholes practicing on the train, like on the subway, like. But it was basically that, but just at college, like so it was that level of obnoxious. And that's the thing, like I don't know, man. Like I'm still a singer, and I'm still a stand up. So like there's a part of me that's
singer
like
stand up. Vaguest act if I've ever heard one. Anyway, continue.
Hey, no, big facts. But like, you have to have a level of like, I am good at this. You have to have an amount of that.
Well,
to
you
get
have
out
to
there.
have some confidence.
But like
too.
having all that overconfidence of just like, I'm going to sing in the hallway because I'm going to school for singing. Kill yourself.
As somebody,
no, don't kill yourself.
No, no,
like, yeah.
no. I'm sorry. No, kill yourselves.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
Because I went to theater school. It was that mixed with doing the whole dance number for it, and I'm just like, this is like I don't care. And they would like, oh man, it's the worst.
Like
Dude.
I remember when things started going south that first year.
So you only went to school for a year?
No, I only went to music school for a year.
Okay.
But like when things started going south and like it was just like noticeable to like classmates, right? That I was just like I was not having. I was like
You
one
weren't
of the
happy.
guys that was flunking out. Like the fucking cuntiness from everybody. And I didn't have a strong I'm not the guy I am now back then. Like
Yeah.
I could not like handle like going through my own mental bullshit and then having like all my peers or not
Like
just,
not like you?
not even just like no, yeah, it's like, oh, he's gonna flunk out, so like let's stop talking to him.
Yeah, that's.
It was
awful.
just like, yeah, and like I don't know, like it was not a good time. It gave me a lot of resentment towards like other, basically just divas in general.
Yeah.
If you're like a real diva of any kind and you just like, this is my world, I'm here and everybody look at me, like you gotta
Kill
have
yourself.
You have to have some of that in you to be a performer. I think.
there has to. I mean, even.
But again, you know, it's in the good callback. If it's your entire personality, then
Yeah.
you're annoying.
Yeah, you are.
Like-
this is what I mean. It really is. This can be the same thing. It's like I remember getting annoyed seeing people that still had like stage makeup on.
Cushion doesn't move. It surprised me.
Seeing like
Stage makeup?
and they would show up to the bar afterwards and they still have like fucking glitter on their face, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what is like? You're just because you want someone to go up to you and be like, why do you have butterfly makeup on?
Dude, one of my favorite moments was because of theater in 7th grade. No, I'm sorry, 8th grade. I know you were gonna call me on it.
I was listening intently to do that.
I was in Anything Goes,
Yeah,
and I don't remember his name, but I played the mobster.
I don't
On the
remember.
boat?
Yeah,
And the whole bit is like he's like not.
he sucks.
Yeah, he's like
He's
a
like not a
criminal,
good
but he's
mobster.
like he's like not on the most wanted list or some shit.
Yeah,
But I got to have a realistic looking
gun
in
yeah,
school,
that's usually the that's the perk.
which, as a guy that I did not shoot up the school. It was not a real gun. It was for theater, but it felt awesome. And it was before like things got as bad as they are now.
Yeah,
which is like important because I feel like if things were as bad as they are now, and I was a kid with a gun and a fake.
and this
gun
is
in
still
school,
post Columbine. I want to point that out.
but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like there's post Columbine, and then there's post
post.
Hook.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
post
exactly.
Hook.
This post hook.
Like I wasn't afraid that a security guard was gonna shoot me.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't have that fear. I was
Yeah.
like, look at this, guys.
I
you
had
better hope this isn't
actually,
real.
I was on crew for that show when I was in high school, and I did a similar thing.
Oh no!
I went and bought. They were like, we need a gun prop, and they made like a Tommy gun prop, and it looked like crap. And I was just like, I can do better than that.
Dude, mine looks so good.
So I took it upon myself to go to like Ronjo's or like Party City and get like one of those realistic looking prop AK-47s.
Oh my god!
And I bought it, and I went fucking back to school, and
You're a monster.
I just switched it. They had like the violin case. I just
Yeah,
put it in
dude.
there. I just put it in there, and during the performance, he just had like a Scarface looking AK-47, and it's like 1935. I thought it was hilarious.
Man, you are unearthing, I think, like one of the things that made me like one of the early comedian seeds was playing that character. Because like, dude,
It was a comedic character. It's come out
the
of comic relief in it.
The fucking like adrenaline when that character first walks out, his introduction is walking out on stage like all sneaky with his violin
He's
case.
dressed like a priest.
And then it opens up and there's a Tommy
gun
gun
comes
inside.
out, yeah.
Or it just when we did it was just like revealed to the
Yeah.
audience.
Oh, this thing fell out.
Oh, see, ours the case opened, but it stayed in, so it was just like a reveal to the audience. But like, it was so funny.
Yeah.
Like just like the whole it was like murdering with like a good bit.
I did.
You know, but
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
have
a
to,
simple,
I didn't
so
have to-
simple too.
Yeah, but I didn't have to think of dick.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the joy of being. That was one thing where I was like, because I love stand up, but I was like, oh, I'll just act. because they'll just give me a script. They'll tell me what to wear. They'll tell me which is exactly what they do. They tell you what to wear, what to do, where to go, tell you how to feel, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You know, you just do that. Everybody's like, it seems hard. And I'm like, what's hard about it? It's fucking, they'll tell you.
They tell you what to fucking do.
It's like, what do I do when I get to work? Don't worry. They're going to tell you what to do. They'll tell you everything.
I love how, like, if you
Nobody
are
tells
really,
you what to do in stand-up except keep doing it.
I feel like if you're really reductive about acting, it's just people that can fucking take directions.
Yeah. I mean, there's a creativity level to it, but like...
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I would tell, like...
Some people just cannot follow directions.
They can't.
Like,
it's probably why I can't do it, because it's just... But there's some... I used to tell people, I'm like, you don't have to, like, go for years at school. I'm like, do you want to just act? Like, I have some friends, I'm like, I wish I could act. I'm like, you can act.
Yeah,
you can go do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
If, like, you know, it's just like, you don't even have to be that good at it. You don't have to be that good at it.
You
Like,
don't.
The myth is that you have to be...
You got to be what they're looking for.
Not even that. You just got to be able to do something. If you can read a line coherently, and then if you go on 100 auditions, you'll get 20 of them. If you can read a line coherent, guarantee it. I'll guarantee that. That's a little insane.
I gotta start. I was gonna say I gotta start following the Joe Winchell method.
If you go to thousands of auditions and you just learn how to just fucking say the line on the page coherently and not like a robot, which I guess to some people sounds a lot more. It's not that complicated. It's just sounding like a human being. It's just reading it, paying attention to punk you. Read the line.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And then like you're supposed to be mad. Okay, be mad. Say the line.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's it. There's a lot of people who are working that are on TV regularly that aren't fucking talented at all.
You know, you're inspiring me to apply to more stuff because I'm really trying to fucking break into acting, especially voice acting. And I think I'm just
you're a singer. Lazy. You should. This is the inspiration intervention. I'm just here to inspire Brandon. This is why he's here.
This might as well be Oprah.
We have to wrap up.
What is under this chair?
Chris, what are we at right now?
An hour 20.
We had 10 minutes.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm just trying. Yeah, you should. I mean, I think taking an acting class helps. I think with anything. I think why the fuck not? It just helps people be more comfortable. That's what all acting classes are about, making people comfortable performing on stage. That's half the battle for a lot of people. And that's why you go and roll around on the floor and pretend to be fucking bacon. Okay? That's why you do it, because somehow that translates into having, fucking courage on stage.
See, I probably should take an acting class.
Absolutely, you should take an acting class.
But I feel like I just need to do some type of acting. That's really because I feel like I figured out a lot of stuff like early on with acting, and not to sound like a fucking asshole about it, like I know everything about acting.
I think I was like a protege of Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm not like I'm just saying like I may have memorized every Shakespeare play and I can recite them. I won't do it right now, but like
I feel like I just like even those early like middle school and high school shows, I really the idea of like mentally simulating, not going full method with it,
but it's fun.
Like really like putting yourself in the headspace of a character and then trying to like really think a certain way as you're saying stuff. Like it's interesting to me. I like playing pretend. It's cool shit.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's also just basically if you could play like Army as a kid. And if you can bring that depth of dedication when you would fuck around with your friends in the mud with like made up guns, because that was it. You were like, we're playing war today. You're the Nazis, we're the Americans. At least that was the way I played. But like it was that's what it was. And you were dedicated. You were like, no, you're dead. But that was it. That you have to have that kind of mentality when you do it.
Yeah, but like
it's like a weird way of looking at it, I guess. But
also like the part that is a breakthrough idea for a lot of people, but it's also like what makes acting fun to me is the idea that like obviously you can overact to
I've seen it many
bad
times
degrees.
Yes,
but you still want to like overact a little bit in general because like especially like you're on a stage.
Oh, like,
well, stand up is a great example. You want to. So I think. There are comedians that don't do this. We were impersonating him earlier. Yeah. But like my inflection is got to be like at least a third of what I get laughs off of. And my pattern and the inflection and the tone.
Not what you said, it's the way you said it.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
So like I think exaggerating that stuff, especially when you're on stage, because it's not like you don't get like the close up of a TV screen.
Yeah,
like you got to sell the emotion, and it drops off the farther you get away. So like you got to overdo it like a little bit, but what that translates to for me is just like you just get to like let loose and be a little goofy and have fun with it. Like
Yeah.
you really got to lose yourself.
And that's where comfortability comes from with that shit.
Yeah, and if
know?
you just normally dissociate all the time like I do, it's easier to act.
I've started to see. I used to be really hard on myself as I took it really seriously. So I was really hard on myself about stuff. Like if it wasn't perfect, and that's the bitch of like really that's the bitch of it because when you really try to like. Especially when you're doing like trying to like act and like get some sort of like heightened stuff and everything and be good enough to get it like a tour over in England or some shit like that. Yeah. You know, like you're like you want to be hard on yourself, but like part of the reason I stopped doing it is because I wasn't enjoying myself anymore, and I promised myself that if I wasn't having fun, I'd stop doing it.
Did you do Shakespeare stuff?
I did.
See, not to shit on Shakespeare.
No,
but I guess I'm gonna. It's old enough.
Yeah.
I'm preaching to the choir, but I never liked Shakespeare or ever wanted to do it because it's old enough that it's such a different culture that when it was written in, the pronunciation is not how you'd pronounce things. So like stuff doesn't rhyme that would rhyme if you were back then saying it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're familiar with the production that does it the way that they spoke English back then.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they're called, but I know they exist, and it's cool. I think that's cool.
What, like doing an updated...
Doing it the way that they, like, the way they would have pronounced words back then.
Oh, with the actual inflections and not up...
Like, it's hard, and, like, it's like, less palatable to just watch, but I think that's, like, a cool idea that they're like, hey, this relevant... thing. Here's
Shakespeare's a tough sell to people because, like, I understand what you're saying.
But I do like the modern updates. Like, I like when they take like a Shakespeare thing and they make a new thing with that story.
Oh, they do
like
what?
That.
What was the one? 10 things I hate about you is 12th Night.
Ooh, I don't know.
That's what it is.
I believe you.
It is. It is. You don't have to look that up, Chris. I know it is. No, wait. Fuck, I was wrong.
Like
I never got that degree from college. It doesn't matter.
I will admit I do kind of a little bit fuck with Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah,
but like
just it's
not a lot.
It's like
it's Seinfeld, but Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's
you know,
you got real fucking deep on that one. You're not wrong.
I'm just the analogy guy, man.
It's the one that
Please, people hire me to write your analogies.
It's the one that people usually see. They're like, because there's like a love story in it, like a very easy love story to follow, and there's a lot of jokes in it. Even if you know, for the era and everything like that, it's really a romantic comedy for Shakespeare.
Yeah,
but like this is
watchable.
Yeah, but like I don't know with it, like you have that's a whole. I ran with like Shakespeare like hard for a while and everything, and it was like that's a very
it seems taxing.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, man,
it's a lot of work because and like people don't understand. Like I have a buddy. His name's Aiden O'Reilly. I'm gonna shout him out because I love him to death. Aiden, you rule. I know you don't listen to the show, but you will one day. But he fucking. He would get cast in a show. The way it would work is when he'd go and do repertory theater, is he would go down there and he'd be cast in like 4 different shows. So you would have to memorize 4 different scripts.
Nightmare.
Yeah, but that's what it was. That's what I was trying to explain to these like any kid when I was like they would ask me when I was like dying going on auditions and like my old acting professor would be like, come talk to the children, tell them how great it is, and I'm just like it's bad. I tried coke for the first time last night, kind of thing. I'm gonna make that a regular thing now. Look forward to that. Sleeping on my friend's floor.
That was a funny thing about being in music school, and I've heard similar stuff with actors is like the abuse of caffeine.
Oh
yeah. And the funniest thing that I came across, I was offered.
You were staying up for some reason, for something. I don't know what the fuck.
For memorizing. Just practicing.
Stay up late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was caffeine soap was the thing that was like the thing. You would wash yourself with it, and you would absorb it faster than like drinking too much coffee.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is problematic.
It's preposterous, is what it is.
Yeah, like, I'm good.
I don't need to absorb my caffeine through my pores.
Yeah, I'd rather flunk out of music school than bathe in coffee.
Yeah, what's next? It's like well, how do they do regular drugs? Is that just like
that was the thing? A lot of them didn't. They weren't cool.
Ah, man. See, there was.
Although I do have a story I got to tell you.
Go ahead.
It's very relevant to the name of this podcast. So my second semester choir, which it's a major class when that's what you're there for,
in the world that exists.
So instead of like learning a bunch of songs, doing a concert, we learned Beethoven's Ninth, which is Ode to Joy. The Die Hard song.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, okay.
And
that is a Die Hard song.
It's the Die Hard song. And And that's the thing. That Popular recording is such garbage. Like our version of it at the college was like way better. But that was the whole semester of choir because it's a major piece. It's super long and it's like part of a bigger work. So like all semester we just worked on that one thing. And the one cool guy friend I had in chorus like smoked us all up after the concert because it was a big deal. It was like again the whole semester build up.
Yeah.
And we got really baked. And I didn't smoke regularly back then, so I didn't have a tolerance. And I just got top 5 stoned in my whole life. And I get back to my room, and my roommate is again a comedian. So I open the door, full tuxedo, eyes redder than
With the bow tie?
yeah, cummerbund, the works.
You're just high.
The work, and like, dude, ruby red eyes. And I just like I'm like manually breathing, you know, like
you got your hand on your.
yeah. And here's the thing, like I blacked out. Like this story was his stand up at one point. So like I opened the door and then my only goal is to get undressed and go to bed because I'm just spent. But I'm also at the time like almost 300 pounds. I was like the fattest I ever was.
Okay.
And so I also decided we didn't do bunk beds. His bed was normal, but my bed was lofted above nothing. It was like the highest you could put it, and my desk was underneath it. I thought it was like, you know, I wanted more room for activities. Is sincerely what I wanted.
What activities were you doing?
Just more room to hang out. Is really what it was. It was a small freshman shit dorm.
Yeah.
And but what that meant was like it took me forever just to get undressed because I was super duper high. And my buddy was just like, 15 minutes, just
three-piece
per
suit.
shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, no, in full tuxedo. Like, he's like 15
Cummerbund
minutes just on the
takes 10
cummerbund. He's like, yeah, it's like the amount of time per piece of clothing was like, it was like hours. It was hours. But then I got undressed enough to fall into bed, but I have to like climb onto my chair and then onto my desk. And then and I'm fat as fuck. So my buddy is just dying watching this. And he's like, I was ready to catch you, or at least not let you die from a fall, because he couldn't catch me.
Yeah.
He was a skinny guy. But he was like, I was watching for that moment when you just had enough weight into the bed that you weren't going to fall into the ground. And he was like, and I don't remember if he actually pushed me over, but like, because I almost wasn't making it, man. It was a fun night, and I'm glad I didn't break my fucking neck.
God.
Yeah.
I don't want this to end. This has been fun.
This has been really fun.
I've got to wrap up, though. We're at an hour 30. I promised myself. I think I'm a little past.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if I wanted to torture you with a long edit, I'd be like, no, let's keep this going.
No.
But you got him doing everything. So I don't got a bone to pick against Chris for a lot. I'm not with it.
No.
I
actually usually have a clock, but this is, again, new space, and like Chris literally moved in yesterday. So
Word. It's
you
a
know,
nice
but
spot.
do you have any shows you want to plug?
I would like to plug
Some stuff, man. This will be up on Tuesday, so
fucking sick. I respect it. My schedule is so bad. So I got
my schedule's worse.
October 21st. I'm at Simplay in Hauppauge with the Joke Folks show.
Joke Folks, great stuff. Check them out.
Be super fun. Then the following week, we are in direct competition. We both have shows the Friday before Halloween. Mine's going to be in Huntington at Industry Art Gallery and Bar. Costume mandatory for comedians. Costume contest for the audience. And I'll pull up the calendar because there's dates that people put me on that I'm not remembering.
That I don't remember too well. In the meantime,
Yeah.
I will fill the air for Brendan while he looks through his phone. Ladies and gentlemen, he has his phone up.
Tuesday, I'm going to be at Crab Trees in Huntington. Friday at 10:30 in the Giggle Room. I'm on a Butera show.
He's in the Late Show in the Giggle Room?
So it's a whole thing with them using the space to film stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But so it got shifted from like a normal time to 10:30. But
Jesus.
hey, we're gonna go. We're gonna tell jokes. It's gonna be
It's going to be a great time. Check it out.
It's gonna be delightful. Columbus Day / Indigenous People Day is Monday, so respect. Week from tomorrow. And then Thursday, the 13th, I'm at Long Island Glass, Tim Saliani.
Oh, shit.
It's a fun fucking show.
I think I'm going to swing. No, I've been on that. I love that show, and I think I might swing down to that because there's weed there.
I think I've told you this story, but the first one I did, I was also on it with Dom, and
I think I met.
I
Dom.
love Tim. I love the show, but it was mean having Dom open that show.
He was so new at the time, right?
No, it's his people.
Yeah.
He murdered. He murdered. And Dom has been crushing it lately, but he's always been
murdered
good. That's his space. So like I remember I just split up with my wife, and then I had to go after Dom at a weed show. It was bad. It wasn't bad. We all did okay.
He's like the mascot for weed.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like a little weed man.
It was rough, but it was fun.
It's probably great for him.
But we all did fine. Nobody bombed.
But that's a weird room in a good way. I mean, it's fun, but it's like a really because you're.
It's the ceilings.
Yeah, and like I remember being like nobody laughed, and they were like, no, people were laughing, and I'm like, I didn't hear a thing. Everything goes up. What else you got?
October 27th. I'm in Brooklyn, but I don't have the details because I'm bad at my job. It's a Chris Fray's show.
Oh, Chris?
Yeah.
I gotta fucking hit up Chris. I haven't seen him in a while.
Please come see me do stand-up comedy.
I think I might be in Mohegan Sun that night.
Dude, I gotta... Man.
What?
Do I gotta suck Buter's dick? I want to get on one of those.
I'm gonna have him on the show soon, or else he's gonna get very mad at me.
He's not a millennial. I don't know. Is he a stoner?
No.
So there you go. That's
No,
like
but I need to.
I don't got a problem. I like.
I need
John,
to get.
but
I need to get
it's the name of the show.
I need to get the sober crowd. Sober-ish. I don't know. No, he doesn't drink either. I think he's completely sober.
Just pizza.
Just pizza. Yeah, just cheese.
Hey, my dad makes mozzarella cheese from scratch. I get it. It's the best, dude. When you have it made fresh,
I have shows to plug.
Plug them with
I
cheese.
believe the next thing I have is October 8th. I'm doing a show with Tony Landolfi and George Gallo at Off Key Tiki in. Oh God, where is it? I don't know.
It's okay.
It's on Off Key Tiki. Google it, look it up, and also find me on Instagram. I'm at that Winchell Kid 87 for all these dates. But also, I'm doing the Suffolk Comedy Contest. I need people to support me, and that's on Friday, October 14th at the Red Zone, fucking Bar and Grill, West Babylon, it's off Sunrise Highway. It's $25 cash at the door. It includes a free drink. Also,
Nice.
if you're not doing anything on the 28th, I know we're in direct competition. But the 28th of October, fuck you. 28th of October, I'm going to be at McGuire's with Billy Geyer's going to be there. Joe Crivello's going to be on that card. Tony Landolfi's on that card. Terry McNeely's on that card. Bring your aunts and your father. They will love the show. So, and then go see his show and then come down to mine afterwards.
Oh, I didn't plug my socials.
I'm also doing...
At Brandon.Laca.
Sorry, say it again.
At Brandon.LACA on everything.
Yes, that took me a minute to find you when I did your show.
Samesies. Hard to find.
Great.
Take the underscores out.
I didn't mean to put it in with the underscore. I think I had to. Fuck you, Instagram. Take away my underscores. Anyway, I will also be Black Friday, which is November 25th. I will be at McGuire's in Bohemia with the headliner John Butera, your host Kitty Reynolds, Alex Bradley's on the show, Billy Geyer's on the show, I'm on the show, Andy Plajanos is on the show, friend of the show,
Dracula himself.
Rob White is on the show, that crazed asshole. So come on down, check it out. This has been Millennial Stoner. That ending was another 10 minutes. We're going to have to edit this episode a little bit. But thanks for coming on, man.
Dude, thanks for having me.
I'm definitely, absolutely going to have you back on. Didn't mean to talk over.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, guys, take care.
We're going to go fuck now. Good night.
Yep, here we are. It's going to be great. Let me do the microphone thing. Now I'm just going to go.